My beloved child, quiet your heart in this moment, for I am calling you to step into a new season, a new chapter, a sky of promise that your heart once prayed for but did not dare to believe would come. I do not come to you with the noise of the world, nor do I stir within you a fleeting emotion, only to leave you afterward in emptiness. I come as a compassionate father, as the breath of peace upon deep waters, as the holy fire that burns without consuming, to remind you that the days you have passed through were not meaningless. The nights you silently endured were not forgotten, and the prayers that seemed to fall into silence have, in truth, touched my heart. Behold, my child, I speak to you in love. This is the chapter of fulfillment, not because you have made yourself worthy, but because my grace has arrived at the appointed time, and because I am the one who completes what I have begun in you. There are moments in human life that cannot be explained by reason alone, for they belong to a depth the soul recognizes before the mouth can name it. You may be standing in the very ordinary things of today, yet within you, I am preparing a holy touch, not so that you may chase after signs, but so that you may recognize that I am still the living God, still the Father who is near, still the one who knows exactly when to place my hand upon your heart so it will no longer tremble as before. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10 resounds like a gentle call amid many disturbances, so that you may cease trying to prove everything, cease trying to understand every turn of the road, and begin to rest in my presence. My child, I have seen you in the seasons no one else saw. I was there when you smiled outwardly while your heart was bleeding within. I was there when you bowed your head in an empty room, no longer having enough words to pray, only a broken sigh remaining. I was there when you wanted to give up, yet still tried to hold on to a thin thread of faith. Do not think those silences were empty. Before me, the silence of a wounded child who still refuses to leave the Father is a very precious fragrance. Romans 8:26 says that the Spirit helps you in your weakness. For when you do not know how to pray as you ought, the Spirit Himself intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. Therefore, even when you think you have nothing left to offer, heaven still hears the voice of your soul. I have not forgotten a single tear of yours. People may forget the day you collapsed. They may not know the pain you swallowed inwardly. They may see only the result without understanding the cost of the journey. But I am different. Psalm 56:8 says that I record your wanderings and put your tears into my bottle. Understand this with all your heart. Your tears have not fallen to the ground as something useless in my hands. They become testimony of a soul still alive, still loving, still longing to be healed, still turning toward the light. There are things you call brokenness that I call the place where I will sow seed. There are places you thought had died that I call soil, prepared for new life. My beloved child, the chapter of fulfillment does not always arrive as a door suddenly flung wide before your eyes. Sometimes it begins with a difference within the heart. You no longer fear the same fear as before. You no longer bow down before old accusations. You no longer see delay as proof that I have rejected you. Fulfillment in me first means that your soul is placed back into its rightful position, near me, trusting me, hearing me, and following me, even when the road is not yet fully lit. Philippians 1:6 reminds you that he who began a good work in you will complete it until the day of Christ. Do you see? What I begin is not abandoned halfway. I do not lay a foundation and then turn away. I do not call you out of darkness only to leave you lost in the wilderness. I am leading you, step by step, to the place where my promise ripens. Remember Joseph, the one who was thrown into a pit, sold away, falsely accused, and forgotten in prison. if seen through human eyes. Many chapters of his life looked like failure piled upon failure, but I was still writing in places no one understood. I used the pit to separate him from an old way of life, Potiphar's house to train his faithfulness, the prison to place him near the doorway of the palace, and delay to prepare him for a moment neither early nor late. When I lifted him up, he was not delivered for himself alone, but became an instrument to preserve many lives. Genesis 50:20 records his words to his brothers, that what they meant for evil, God meant for good. My child, I can do the same with your story. What once wounded you has no authority to write the final line if you place it in my hands. Therefore, do not despise the years when you thought you were only waiting. In my kingdom, waiting is not abandonment. Waiting can be the growing of roots. A seed lying beneath the earth is not being buried in order to be lost, but hidden in order to grow. You have endured seasons without applause, without recognition, without visible results. Yet in the secret place, I have formed in you a faith stronger than emotion, a love deeper than circumstance, an obedience that does not always need explanation. I do not measure you by the volume of your words, but by the direction of your heart. I do not only look at what you have done, but at how you still return to me after every weariness. The Lord is near to those who have a broken heart. Psalm 34:18 declares, and I have been nearer to you than you have often recognized. Now, when I call this the chapter of fulfillment, I am not telling you to strive in order to make it happen. I am telling you to prepare your spirit with tenderness. Make a clean place in your heart for faith to dwell. Stop clutching old disappointments as though they were the final truth. Lay down the hasty conclusions that your life will never change, that your request has come too late, that I act for others but not for you. I am your Father, and I am not partial in love. Isaiah 43:19 says, Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. Open the eyes of your soul, for sometimes my new thing does not arrive in the form you expected, but it always carries life, freedom, and peace. Perhaps you once asked me why I was silent. Perhaps you stood before a closed door and thought that its closing meant refusal. But my child, there are doors I close to protect you from what has not yet matured. There are answers I delay in order to prepare you to receive something greater. There are silences I allow so that my voice becomes more precious than every noise. My silence is not my absence. Many times, in silence itself, I am reconnecting hidden places, healing the roots, loosening invisible cords that once bound you, arranging paths you cannot yet see. When you do not see me working outwardly, believe that I may be working inwardly within you, and the inward work is always the foundation for outward redirection. My child, do not fear the sacred moment drawing near. Do not fear being loved by me more deeply than you are used to receiving. Do not fear my light shining into the areas of your heart that you have hidden for so long, because my light does not come to shame you, but to set you free. I do not call you before me to condemn you, but to restore your identity. You are not a failure trying to find a little pity. You are my child, redeemed by love, kept in mercy, led by a hand that never trembles. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. Isaiah 43:1 is the word I place upon you like a seal. Let that word shatter every voice that says you have been left behind. So breathe in peace. Lift your head and let your heart open before me. The old chapter, with its anxieties, delays, misunderstandings, and tears, has no right to lock your future. I can use everything that is past as material for a new testimony. I can make streams flow in the wilderness, make ruins become foundations, and turn the place where you were once ashamed into the place where you testify of grace. And when you sense my presence, whether through a very gentle peace, through a faith suddenly rekindled, through tears washed clean, or through a deep certainty in your heart, know that I am near, not so that you may live by temporary emotion, but so that you may step into new obedience, new freedom, and new maturity. My beloved child, this is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a season fulfilled according to my will. What I complete in you will not be only so your heart may feel lighter, but so your life may become a sign to others that I still heal, still answer, still lift up, still make new the souls that thought they were drained dry. Keep a humble heart when blessing comes. Remain faithful when the road opens, and stay nearer to me than to anything I give you. For the greatest gift is not the change of circumstance, but my presence with you in every circumstance. I am your Father. I have seen you. I have heard you. I have kept you, and I am leading you into the chapter of fulfillment, where old tears will no longer be marks of failure, but seeds for the season of joy I have long prepared. My beloved child, place your hand upon your heart in silence and listen to what I am whispering in your deepest place. Something from heaven is being placed within you by my hand, not as a passing thought, nor as a fragile dream that easily fades, but as a holy seed sown into the soil of your soul. It may be a promise you have not yet seen take shape, a calling you do not yet have words to explain, a divine confirmation others cannot understand with their natural eyes. And because it is still hidden, you may feel that everything around you is too quiet. No trumpet is sounding. No crowd is acknowledging it. No one is applauding what I am building in you in secret. But my child, do not despise the stillness of this season. For in my kingdom, not every great thing begins with noise. There are miracles nourished in hidden places, harvests prepared beneath deep layers of soil, crowns formed before anyone sees their gold. Remember that I often do my most wondrous works in places people notice least. Before a great tree stretches its branches toward heaven, it must quietly root itself in the earth. Before a radiant dawn covers the hills, the night must complete its appointed path. Before a promise steps forth in visible form, it often must grow in mystery, where only you and I know. My word declares, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. So do not let the eyes of the flesh measure what I am doing in your soul. You may not yet see outward change, but that does not mean heaven is standing still. You may not yet hear the sound of a door opening, but that does not mean the key has not been placed into the lock. You may not yet receive confirmation from people, but you already have my seal, and that seal is more precious than every fleeting applause. There are times when silence unsettles your heart, as though you were standing in a wide valley without hearing an answer return. You wonder whether I have stepped away, whether your prayer no longer reaches my throne, whether what I placed within you was only a passing emotion. But I say to you, my beloved child, silence is not always absence. Many times it is the holy room where I teach you to distinguish my voice from every other noise. I do not always need to shake the earth to prove that I am with you. Sometimes I am present as a cloud of shade in the desert. Sometimes I come like dew upon dry ground. Sometimes I only touch your heart lightly through a scripture that suddenly shines in your memory, through a peace that cannot be explained, through a gentle stirring that lets you know you have not been abandoned. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Exodus 14:14. That stillness is not helplessness, but the place where you learn to trust that I am working, even when you cannot see. Remember, Mary, the young woman who received an announcement beyond human understanding when the angel told her she would carry the Savior. The whole world did not immediately understand what was taking place. Not everyone around her could recognize the glory quietly growing within her. Perhaps she walked through very ordinary days, doing very small tasks, while within her was a mystery that shook heaven and earth. She did not have the applause of the crowd to support her. She had only my word. And that word was enough for her to say, "Behold the maidservant of the Lord, let it be to me according to your word." Luke 1:38. Do you see? Some holy things are not first protected by the recognition of people, but by the quiet obedience of a trusting heart. What I have placed in you is the same. Not everyone needs to understand immediately. Not everyone needs to agree immediately. Not every door needs to open at once. You only need to keep your heart faithful to what I have spoken, and you must also be watchful. For wherever there is a seed from heaven, darkness often tries to sow doubt. The enemy does not need to know your entire future in order to try to wear you down. He only needs to recognize that you are moving away from the old place, that something I am growing within you is beginning to stir, that a new season is drawing near. Therefore, you may feel nameless unrest, spiritual heaviness, strange weariness, the thoughts that want to pull you back into an old and familiar safety. But do not quickly conclude that you are on the wrong path simply because the battle grows intense. Sometimes opposition itself is a sign that you are nearer to the promised land than you think. When Moses had just been born, Pharaoh commanded that the Hebrew baby boys be killed. When Christ was born, Herod sought to destroy the child. Darkness often trembles before what heaven is carrying. But darkness cannot destroy the plan I protect beneath my mighty arm. Therefore, do not let confusion cause you to forget the origin of the promise. Do not let a season without visible evidence make you doubt what I have placed within. Do not let loneliness deceive you into believing you are walking alone. I am nearer than your breath, deeper than the heartbeat within your chest, more faithful than the sunrise each morning. My word says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." Isaiah 41:10. When you are tired, I do not abandon you because you are weak. When you do not know how to name what you are feeling, I still understand every sigh. When you cannot explain to others what is happening in your heart, I remain the one who confirms what I have sown within you. You do not need to persuade the whole world to believe in what I am doing. You only need to keep your heart from letting go of my hand. Can you sense it? Even faintly, like a distant bell sounding in the deep places of your soul. Are there moments when your heart trembles? Not because of fear, but because of an expectation you cannot name? Are there times when you are doing ordinary things and suddenly a word from me flashes in your memory? A holy thought lights up, or a strange peace settles over you like a garment? My beloved child, that is me. I do not always draw near to you through storm, fire, or thunder. Remember Elijah standing on Mount Horeb. There was a strong wind, an earthquake, and fire. But I was not in those noisy things. Afterward came a still small voice, 1 Kings 19:12. And Elijah recognized my presence. In the same way, many times I do not break open your life with great noise, but turn the direction of an entire season with a whisper deep enough to shake the roots. I am bringing you out of the old place, not only through outward events, but through a holy change within your inner being. The things that once attracted you will no longer hold you as before. The places of safety that once comforted you may now feel too narrow. Old habits, old connections, old ways of thinking may begin to lose their power over you. Do not fear that change. You are not falling apart. You are being reestablished. You are not losing yourself. You are being returned to your true identity in me. A new season is not merely a new place or a new opportunity. A new season is a new heart, a new vision, a new sensitivity to the call of heaven. I am not only preparing what you will enter, I am preparing you to enter it. So guard what I have placed in your heart. Just as Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Luke 2:19. Do not be quick to expose what is holy to ears that have not learned reverence. Do not be quick to seek recognition from those who have not been assigned to understand your journey. Some promises must be nurtured in prayer before they are announced through action. Some callings must be fed by small daily obedience before they stand in the light. There are things I want you to protect in silence, not because they are weak, but because they are precious, like a young sprout needing time beneath the soil before breaking through the surface. What I have placed in you must be covered with patience, humility, and faith. My beloved child, do not fear the hidden season. Do not grow discouraged when no one sees what I am doing. Do not let outward quietness make you lose the holy stirring within. Heaven is moving. Old things are losing their power. New paths are being prepared. The promise within you is not dead, it is growing. The calling within you has not lost its way, it is being refined. And my presence is not distant. I am near to you in the gentlest, deepest, most timely way. Keep walking slowly but firmly in the light I give you today. When the hour comes, what I have quietly nourished will rise from the soil of waiting, and you will understand that the silent days were not empty. They were the cradle of miracle, the sanctuary of preparation, the place where I hid you in my heart until you were ready to shine with a light not of the world, but of me, the one who called you, kept you, and will complete the good thing I began in you. My beloved child, never let heavy days make you think that I am only standing in some high and distant place, looking down upon your life in silence. I am not the one who merely observes you from the distance of heaven. I am the compassionate Father who walks with you on every road, bends near to you in every breath, and listens even to the sighs you yourself cannot express. When you walk through bright roads, I am there. When you enter dark valleys, I am there also. When you stand before a crossroad with a confused heart, I do not leave you to find your way alone. It is written, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23:4. Let that word soak into your soul like fragrant oil upon a wound. For your true safety is not found in whether you can see the whole road, but in the fact that I am holding your hand upon that road. There are times when you think trials are evidence that I am absent. But my child, often it is in trials that my presence draws nearer than ever. When the wind rises, you discover where your house is founded. When night falls, you treasure the small lamp that guides your steps. When tears fall, you recognize the hand that has been quietly drying your face. I did not promise that your life would never know rain, but I promised that you would not stand beneath the rain alone. I did not promise that every road would be smooth, but I promised that when sharp stones hurt your feet, my grace would uphold you step by step. As I have spoken, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. Isaiah 43:2. My child, those waters may be deep, but they are not deeper than my love. Those flames may be hot, but they are not stronger than my preserving power. Therefore, when your heart grows discouraged and your shoulders become weary, do not quickly call yourself a failure. There are days when you do not need to run. You only need to let me guide you. There are hours when you do not need to understand everything. You only need to rest your head upon my heart and breathe in the peace I give. You often think strength means never trembling, but I want to teach you something more sacred, Strength is knowing how to return to me when you tremble, allowing me to lift you when you no longer have the strength to stand, believing that my hand remains beneath you, even when you feel as though you are falling. I do not let you fall into the abyss without knowing. I do not let your tears drift away meaninglessly. I do not let your weariness become the final chapter. The Lord upholds all who fall, and raises up all who are bowed down. Psalm 145:14. Believe that when you bend beneath the burden, I have bent even lower to lift you up. Remember the story of the 3 young Hebrew men who were thrown into the blazing furnace because they refused to bow down to the golden image. In the eyes of the world, that was the hour they were abandoned, condemned, swallowed by the power of oppression. But when the king looked into the furnace, he was astonished, for he saw not 3 men, but 4 walking in the fire, and the 4th had the form like a son of the gods. Do you see, my beloved child? I do not always remove you from the furnace before you enter it, but I enter the furnace with you. I do not always prevent every trial from touching your life, but I preserve you so that the trial has no authority to destroy your soul. The fire may burn away the ropes, but it cannot burn the one covered by me. And many times, what you call danger becomes the place where I reveal that my presence is stronger than every power opposing you. My beloved child, learn to recognize me in the simplest things of each day. Do not seek me only in great miracles, in holy thunder, in moments when your heart burns brightly. Seek me also in the morning, when you are still tired yet able to rise, in a word of comfort arriving at the right time, in a strange peace in the middle of a confusing day, in a door closing to protect you, in a door opening when you thought every way had ended. I am not only present in the sanctuary, but also in the room where you quietly pray, not only at the end of the road, but in every slow step, not only when you are victorious, but also when you are learning to stand again after stumbling. If you open your heart, you will see that your life is full of traces of my mercy, like small white stones scattered along the path to remind you the Father was here. The Father is here, and the Father will remain here. And one day, you will look back and realize that the hardest roads were the places where you met me most deeply. You will see me in the tears that were dried, in the prayers you thought no one heard, but were truly kept upon the throne of mercy, in the times you thought you were about to fall, but were lifted by an invisible strength. You will understand that I did not only save you from outward things, but also from inward despair, not only opened a way before you, but rebuilt faith within you, not only protected your body, but guarded your soul from being swallowed by darkness. Be at peace, my beloved child, for I do not go so far ahead that you cannot follow, nor so far behind that you feel abandoned. I walk with you. I cover you. I uphold you. I am the one you can lean upon when everything else changes. So when you are tired, come to me. When you are afraid, call my name. When you are confused, stand still in my presence until your heart hears peace again. Do not let trials cause you to forget the one walking beside you. Do not let darkness persuade you that you have been abandoned. Do not let the noise of life drown out the gentle word I am speaking. I am with you always. You are mine, and I am your refuge. If you lean upon me, you will not be swallowed by what you are passing through. Instead, you will grow, become steadfast, be healed, and be led into deeper peace. Take my hand, my beloved child, for in every step you take, I am still walking with you. In every weakness, I am still upholding you, and in every trial that seems too heavy, I remain the solid rock where your soul may rest.